This is the Tactical Muffin Top. Muffin Top, Muffin Top. Surprise chat. It's a quickie one, y'all. I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes of the chat once we get a few people confirmed that YouTube sent out notifications and that we're live and people know what's happening. It's not my usual time slot. I know. Sorry. But Muffin Top took the evening off tonight. So Muffin Top has been working too hard. So I got some exciting videos. I talked to some stuff with my guests, my buddies, Justin B and Pat Riot, that are here with me about some content that's coming on the way when it gets delivered. I'm super excited about. You guys can't tell anybody about it yet. So let me know if we're getting notifications out. Give me a 4x4 in the chat.
It's a super secret delivery from Bad Dragon.
Ooh, top secret.
I didn't give too much away, did I?
No, just enough. Just enough to keep it going. So how you doing this evening, Pat Riot and Justin B?
I just got done driving.
Oh no, are you super tired?
Not super tired,
Oh.
but
So
tired
got two
nonetheless.
watching.
I got pulled in today because I didn't have any brake lights.
Just tell them they're gay.
It's just a fuse. But while I was fixing the fuse, I was getting all frustrated, and I'm not driving my normal truck.
Right.
And the steps are in a different place. So, like, you get that muscle memory of getting in and out of, your vehicle, and you know how high it is and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the steps on this truck are stupid high. And I just, skipped a complete step and, jumped down, 3 feet.
You just ate it.
Yeah, I ate it, fell on my ass, scraped my arm up a little bit. And now
you're pissed.
Now my butt cheek hurts.
Oh no. Not your bootylicious cheeks.
Yeah, and I sit for a living, so
In a rough seat.
A rough bouncy seat. It's not a good thing.
Says we got 4 watching. Drop a chat here. Oh, we got Demo Man Don first in the chat. Sup, folks? Old Man Butt Wrinkles with the meat spin, of course, sir. Thank you guys for dropping in. Weird that it took that. How long we've been? Took YouTube 3 minutes to allow comments on the video. That's messed up. So I need to discuss some things. First off, I will let you guys know. Justin Lark, Shotgunner, what's up? The Discord is going to be cleaned up. So you guys know, with all the new stuff coming, to stay off of the radar and not be monitored and blah, 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 using code words, using certain language and stuff like that. If I decide to keep it, if they do the facial recognition and or the ID.
That's done with. They dropped that.
It's still in talks. They're working on it. If they do that, we will not be doing Discord anymore. We will find another place to convene and share deals and whatnot and information other than here. So we're going to clean up our language here because AI can do stuff. So we don't want to incriminate anybody. And I know what's on the internet's forever, and what we said could be strung together to be whatever. Scott Hummer, what's up, brother? So you guys know, that will be cleaned up. I'm not trying to mess with your speech or whatever, but that is a place of learning. It is a place to help people, welcome people, save money, get ahead of the program. That's what it's for. It's not about, booby pics and anything like that. It's not about, we need to go and beat up these politicians because and armchair quarterback everything that happens on the 5 o'clock news. That's not what we're about. We're about growth. We're not about spinning your tires in one place, not doing shit, right? So you guys know about that. If I do decide to shut it down, I will let you guys know ahead of time. And we will spitball some stuff in the background with some homies and see how we want to continue it if we do. But Tonight's topic, we have 8 watching now. Nice. Not too bad for an unscheduled chat. I want to know what it is actually going to take for you to bug out. What is your line in the sand? Who is going to make the call? If you have a group, do you have a chain of command? Is it grandpa, dad, whatever, the seniority family member? Is it the matriarch, the patriarch? What is your 9/11 2.0 happened? Hurricane this, we're depending on location, earthquake that, tornado this. What is wildfire that? What is your it is time to pull out the big prepping guns and we're never coming back to location. Everybody has to have this line in the sand. And if you have a mutual assistance group, whether that's your immediate family and your neighbors, or if that's your immediate family and your extended family, or family friends combination, people you train with, people you break bread with, the people that you want to have over for your barbecues, right? The people that you trust your family with, if you run to the gas station and you leave your family, or the people you trust with to sit at the table at the zoo with your family while you go take a leak, right? Who are those people? Because that's probably your mag. We're all friends on here, Justin B, Pat Wright, I love you. We're probably never going to mag up due to location, geographically, right? Unless I'm in Florida and I'm like, yo, Justin B, I need a buddy rig, brother. Or I'm, Pat's on the beaten path and we cross when I'm touring that part of the country and we meet up for lunch or something, Or I just buy some of Pat's.
Put you in my basement until the world ends.
That's
and then I'll
really
let you
hot.
out.
That's really hot. I might not object to that. Demoman Don, that is a tough one. And it's a question that I have not heard since I've been listening to YouTube for prepping. I've heard people are like, yo, I'm going to bug out if the zombie apocalypse happens, the theoretical, or if I see a nuke popping off, blah, 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 blah. I'm doing this. Okay, those are super duper extremes. One of which is very unlikely. The other, if nobody bugged out during COVID, did anybody bug out? And I'm not calling out anybody. I want to know. I need you to drop a 1 in the chat if you bugged out for COVID. Or did you bug in because the conflicting news and you didn't know what to do, but the best thing you decided was sanitize everything coming into your household and keep everything as normal as possible?
I bugged in.
I also
did.
I bugged in, but
took a voluntary layoff from work and took advantage of that extra money they were offering for the unemployment. And it was not what I would normally have made, but it was close enough. Got the bills paid, and I didn't have to go out and about.
Right. What do you got, Justin?
We did the bug in thing. I went and I bought the bleach and stuff like that, and like while everybody else was like, oh my god, there ain't no there's no Lysol spray. Like, guess what? You can use bleach. You can use anyway. I was just grateful for that knowledge. But yeah, we did the bug in thing. But we also, the state I live in, is we were one of the last ones to shut down and one of the first to open up. So
yeah,
it wasn't too bad.
We never really shut down. Some of us got passes in jobs that were considered essential, and I had a pass laminated that was going to get me through the military blockades that may had happened. Didn't. Because at the time I worked for I had government contracts that we worked on. That's what was going to keep me going to work, everything normal here. Right. And Just Shotgun Larker said that it's a tough one at your home. You call the shots. Very good. Old Man Buttwrinkle says, I hope I recognize it's time to go early enough for my drive to my brother's place to not be Mad Max sequel. Right. But what is that going to be? What is your 100% line in the sand, Old Man Buttwrinkles? That's what tonight's chat is. If somebody calls you and says, They're in the military. They're in a hospital format. They're in whatever you decide is your highest level of intelligence that you can gather, not just watching YouTube or the news, right? Because let's face it, S2 Underground's doing a lot of research before he puts out a video. There's a lot of people doing tons of research, getting tons of intel from a lot of people, doing a lot of hours of legwork to confirm things and stuff like that. You know, bears, dance monkeys, all that stuff. Woman butt wrinkle. You work in a hospital, yeah. What is your I'm leaving when this happens check? There is no if, ands, or buts about it. I have a few, and mine is if UN enters the country and it's within probably a state of me, I'm not going to be at this location. If the paratroopers of Red Dawn, probably another fantasy, but if, you know, cartels activate, if terror cells activate, if there's actively bad people running around with pew-pews and body armor, and I can't sleep, and I can't watch my back, and I can't watch my family, and quite frankly, your house is not a great bullet sponge. Usually you're going to get Swiss cheese and shit's going to keep going through, right? I mean, most modern day houses that aren't brick, a 22 could Swiss cheese you. Until you hit a stud or whatever, it bounces off shit, some ricochet, but it can, through siding and drywall and some plywood, a 22 is going through. So's a 9mm, so's a AR, so's a AK, you know what I mean? Something like that. Weather for me, mostly I hunker in the basement, so that's not an issue here in Nebraska. Obviously, if the nukes are popping off, I'm going to bug out location 1. We have that scenario at bug out location 1. We have a survivable area for a nuke. But for everything else, whatever the situation may be, what is you are leaving 100% for good. And if you come back, it will be to get more supplies to take to the other location, but you are no longer living at that residence. It's a super hard one, and there's really no correct answer for it, but I'd like to hear what your guys's, and not just, you know, people in the chat, and hear, hopefully other people hear this later on and share it out, because this conversation needs to happen. It's 2026. There's a lot of gears turning, and 2 or 3 of them can be a pinch point for you, and you have to decide, stay, go. There's a lot of stuff working against us, guys. A lot. You know what I mean?
I think the easiest there would be like some sort of natural disaster that's not survivable, like wildfire.
Mm-hmm.
Wildfire headed your, basically you have to go. There's no choice in the matter.
Yeah, I had tens of thousands of acres burned up where I hunt, and if it pops off here with the Nebraska wind, I might have 20 minutes to get out. And we had a lot of fires around us being put out lately, and it's dry and windy here, man, so it can jump quick.
Beyond that, you said a lot of them. Like if there's like civil unrest in my area, I'm gonna try to not be there.
Right. If Antifa Chop Chaz is popping off in your state, well, probably within an hour of your domicile, because, you know, states are quite large and blah, blah, blah.
Other than that, I would say, like I even told my wife this, if a Democrat wins the presidency and they take over both houses,
it's time.
I'm putting my house up for sale right then and headed down to West Virginia.
Calling it quits.
Yeah.
For fear of the collapse through shitty governance. Okay.
Yep.
Justin B probably has the easiest one.
I'm a big proponent of doing soft bug outs. Like anytime you just get the heebie-jeebies, if your bug out location isn't that far away, have like a family camp weekend, camping weekend or something, you know?
You know what we call it? We call it a staycation, but it's a bug out. So everybody can be like, "Oh, we had a good staycation, blah blah blah," and everybody's like, "Oh, that's such a good idea." You practice the bug out, and your camper is it. That's all the gear you have. You know what I mean? If you don't have a camper, you have the tent for your truck, or you have a tent. It's what you got, whatever you went there the weekend with. And usually we have some better grub. You know, we're smoking a brisket or some elk steaks, some shit like that. But it's a preparedness drill that you can have with multiple families. And I think that you guys should circle the wagons and do that bug out staycation a couple times a year, because you'll find stuff you miss that you wish you had.
Especially that right there. Make a list. Because the last time I went down to my property, I forgot like 5 damn things. So make a list, make a checklist, and you know, make sure you got it. If you're not using something all the time, have it packed and ready to go in totes or something.
Yeah.
And I was about to say, like, if you have younger kids, doing the soft bug out makes it so when it's like real and chaotic, that your kid's not so traumatized or freaked out by it.
Right.
You know, we're just going to the campsite. That's all.
I love that. Old Man Butt Wrinkles is getting a bake-off going. If you guys want some muffins for the giveaway, we are having 10 prizes. I have stuff being sent right now from mentionable donors, and before I got some other guys that requested to send some stuff. We will give thanks to all the donors and stuff like that. And I'm thinking about doing it when I get my stickers in, so I can give out stickers for all the prizes too. And I haven't got a confirmed date on that yet, so we're working on that behind the scenes. We need muffins for that. I think I'm going to do the muffins for the top 5 or top 3 for the OGs that have been here, Demo Man, if that makes sense. I think I'll leave some of it for newer people, but I would prefer if you've been here. We have the muffin mini game up live right now, Demo. If you had some muffins, that'd be cool.
I was thinking of something to contribute. Maybe a 3D printing or a laser engraving like certificate.
Mm-hmm.
That just, if you want something printed, anything 250 by 250 by 250, like Bofang radio armor and stuff like that, or if you want to have something that you want engraved,
Right.
send it to me. I'll engrave it and send it back to you.
Oh, that'd be cool. Oh, Pat, you're offering a service?
Yeah.
I'll give you a service, big boy. Just kidding. Or maybe not.
As I say, we know you're not.
I'm a bad, bad man.
Just kidding. Unless you're going to do it.
Do it.
Like for me, mine is pretty much, you know, has to do with, you know, civil unrest within X amount of, you know. But my biggest thing is, you know, like anything over, you know, like I hate to say anything over a category 4, so it's got to be like a category 5 to make me haul ass.
Right. Yeah,
Because I
yours
mean,
is easy.
I've rode through 3s and 4s, and you know, so I know what to expect, and I know where I live can handle. You know, but it's like when stuff like that is also, you know, you got to keep your head on an extra swivel because there's a lot of people out there that aren't prepared. So
Yeah, yours is easy. Hurricane. That's one thing that, you know, if you got to go.
yeah, and it's like you know, I take the totes in the truck and get the kids, and then you know go. But
I've said it before. I still think it'd be a great idea, especially if you're in Florida and you gotta, you know, have the potentiality to bug out 2 or 3 times a year sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
is have a smaller enclosed trailer that's already packed and ready to rock. That
Yeah.
way you just grab the loved ones, grab the pews, hook up the trailer, and roll.
Yeah, I've thought about that. I've come across like those real little short ones that
Like a little 6 or an 8 foot enclosed trailer.
yeah. Just
Love
use
it.
that as a tote storage.
Yeah, I mean, in a
Yeah.
pinch, you could throw an air mattress in there and have some
Yeah.
place out of the elements if you really, really had to.
Grab the
Just
big
get
ratchet
rid of.
strap, store it over the top,
Yep.
Bonus
anchor it
points if you
down.
get one. Bonus points if you get one with a rack on top. For extra
Yeah, I've thought
storage.
about getting one of those and rigging like a tonneau cover on it. Just like not an enclosed trailer, but one that you could kind of use for an all around, moving crap around at the farm, whatever, moving around some appliances for people helping to move out. And then for a bug out trailer, you have the trailer there, kind of a jack of all trades trailer, master of none, but can knock stuff out when you need to.
Well, in that situation, I would say build a box that fits on the trailer that's enclosed,
Yeah.
and then you just come along, ratchet strap, whatever.
Pull it up.
Yeah, just pull it up on the trailer and roll.
Yeah, that's true. Heck, you could put a little shed full of stuff, and then you put it on sleds, pull it up there with a winch, and then boom, you have a small shelter when you're there too. That'd be cool. I might do something like that. It's actually a pretty good idea. Then you could have it insulated. You could already have it pre-wired for your solar, and it's a pretty good idea. I might do that.
Yeah, a little mini camper.
Yeah, a little mini house,
Yeah.
Plus whatever you have out there. I mean, a house is a lot better longer term than just a camper out in the elements, because eventually the seals dry rot, and that's where you get your leaks. That's why I think if you put a camper outside, you need to put at least a metal awning over it to keep stuff off of it, and then keep the snow and the weight off of it. You know what I mean? And then you could wall around it, and it helps you just keep your insulation and your heat that much further, because let's face it, you can only put so much insulation in like an 1.5 inch wide wall.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of guys in hot weather environments. They'll put what do you call it, like sailcloth or something over it.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of a shade.
Yep. But the sun, people do that with cows here too. We got sunshades. Let me catch up on some comments here. L Dog 4594 Van Life Demo Man Don said that's called an RV, Clark. Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. Why is Pat so quiet? I don't know, Pat.
Because he's laying down.
Is that better?
Yeah.
My
Pat's
mic
anus hurts.
my mic was down pretty far. And I guess now's a good time to talk about I've said it before, but if anybody didn't hear it, if you don't have a bug out location, I got this crazy idea where you find a storage facility that's, out in the middle of nowhere, outside of town, because they are usually fenced off and there's usually barbed wire, and you can store some stuff out there. And, if shit really hits the fan, there's probably going to be some RVs there already. Plus, you'll have whatever you want. Take some bolt cutters, and you can have whatever's in the storage units.
Yeah. I am a fan of the storage units, and I have multiple with probably roughly a couple weeks to a month of food, depending on which sized one. And you can stage stuff there. It's a great spot to sleep overnight that not a lot of people are going to hit first off. If you get one that you lock yourself, it might not be heated and cooled, temperature controlled, but having 4 walls around you really makes a mental difference. Keep you out of the wind, out of the rain, out of the snow, depending on the time of year. And if you got some gear there, you probably got a couple sleeping bags. You could probably change out some clothing, you know. You do a hobo shower. Handy stuff to keep around. Scott Hummer said, Pat, thank you for the great idea. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want this to be I have the one magical answer. I want people to have this discussion with those that you are going to be with in a bad event. And I need you guys to figure out your standard operating procedure, your SOP for this. And you guys need to determine your line in the sand. Pick one for natural disaster. Pick one for martial law, military, UN. Pick one for the zombie apocalypse. You know, it's a good time when you're having a grill day, having a couple beers, and you're all relaxing. Little critical thing to take you out of the monotony of regular everyday life. It's nice. It's kind of like playing Monopoly, you know, except for adults, and you're picking your squares, your pass go, your boardwalk, you know, and it's a discussion that needs done with those that's important to you and those that are going to be there with you. So that's a good opportunity to figure out something like that. And if a kid's overhearing it or whatever, or a teenager, don't knock down their idea, because they might have a good one. And something that you guys aren't thinking about, because if everybody's the same way thinking, and you get like the one harebrained guy, the one artsy guy comes up with something totally different to your mechanical working brains, and you're like, wow, that's a really good idea. You know what I mean? So explore all avenues for what your line in the sand is going to be to bug out. For instance, a super easy one. If all the power goes out and then all the phones say, sorry, out of service, blah, 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 probably a pretty nice hack / backdoor EMP, right? Maybe not an actual EMP, so your vehicle still work. If something does that, like in Dragon Day, that movie on YouTube, is that what that is? Where the Chinese hack all the phones and stuff?
Sounds right.
That's a great movie, and it's free. Check that out. If that were to happen, I see that being a higher likelihood than zombies, per se, or being nuked. That's a scary one. If that pops off, you need to ditch all your cell phones and stuff like that, and EMT protect your laptops. I don't know if I would take them out, honestly, at that point, but you need to have a plan to exit surveillance, so you're not followed, you're not easily tracked. So if you get to this location, all cell phones need to go into like a blackout bag, and all GPSs and stuff, you're probably not going to need that when you're there. So you need to have designs to take yourself from being tracked and found out of the equation. And the easiest way to do that is some blackout EMT tech protect bags, right?
Yep.
Better
have some paper maps of your area and all the area in between you and your bug out, because if you're gonna scrap the GPS and the phone and everything, and you probably know the route to get there, but do you know 5 other routes to get there as well?
So the road could be washed out. Could be an act like Demo Man Don said. A recent vehicle accident in his area really showed me that I don't have enough alternate routes to get home or leave. You got to crack that code there, Demo Man Don, and paper maps are a good option for on-the-fly navigation.
A lot of people don't think, like, if shit's really hitting the fan, railroad tracks.
Yep. We got another bake-off going, guys. Get your muffins for the giveaway.
You said one that I didn't think about. That was martial law. If there's any kind of martial law rumors in my area, I'm for sure going to leave.
Right. But remember, what they're doing with that is curfew is the easiest way to get the people that are not listening and are individually thinking, right? And what are they going to do? As soon as they go door to door, they're taking pew-pews and they're taking resources, because they are stockpiling up stuff to operate as long as possible without assistance, right? Because if martial law happens, you're kind of stuck with whatever the crap you brought. The mass amount of people interrupts the military supply chain even, and they can't keep up with it. And that's why they commandeer like a Walmart or a big facility like that. And then they store all of the things there. Like at Hurricanes, they have big sites that they operate out of. So they know they can inventory the resources and see how long they can go for, because without resources, you're not helping anything. You can't march on an empty stomach. You need to bathe. You need to be able to be effective. You need sleep rotations. You need We're human beings. We're not robots, right? How do you check how many muffins you have? Put exclamation point muffins. That sounds gay. Demo Man Don, that does not sound gay. You're being crazy, sir. We're being practical here.
And you were saying about maybe a teenage kid might have a good idea. Maybe you should listen to him. I say, I got the saying that I tell my kids and my wife every once in a while. Like, I have an idea, and before you shut it down, I want 3 reasons why it could work, or how you might help it actually work, before you tell me the 10 reasons why it won't work.
It's not a bad idea.
That's a good way to stimulate the conversation as well. I'm going to start using that in day-to-day life.
Yeah, that's.
I'm going to start using. I'm going to implement that into my life on a regular basis, because it's like you need to be able to think like that. But I like the way that you worded that.
Like when your significant other has an idea of how to do something, don't shoot it down right away. Try and come up with 3 reasons why it is a good idea, or how it will work, or how you can help it work.
Yeah,
and that helps. And that helps. That's a good relationship stimulating thing too. Like whether it's your significant other or your child or whatever. Like
or
that's
a buddy.
It's just a good way. That's just a good way to be able to freaking, to acknowledge and
that's past
see that
years
you're
of
heard.
wisdom.
Oh yeah,
right there. Because he's
right
old. He's been learnt.
He's been learned, dude.
That's why we love you, Pat. Pat has sweet ass gear. He has cooler gear than Muffin Man. That's for true.
Well, I'm sure by the time you're his age, you'll have a bunch of cool shit too.
Yeah.
That's what I tell my son. Like my older son, he sees like the guns that I have and night vision and stuff like that, and he's like, man, I was like, this is 45 years of bad financial decisions.
Right.
You'll be here someday too.
I look back now and I'm like, man, I wish I had, like when I first started prepping, I was like, man, I wish I could afford an AR. And now I got multiple ARs. And I'm like, man, I wish I could afford body armor. Now I have multiple sets of body armor. And I'm like, man, I wish I had. And I just started thinking back and I'm like, man, when I first started prepping, I couldn't even imagine having this much food. You know what I mean? When I first started prepping, I couldn't imagine having this much gas on hand. I couldn't imagine having this much propane and just starting to check where all this gear. I didn't have any gear. I just had like my hunting shit. And I was just going to make that work.
Yeah, it's like you don't realize that 5 years has gone by, and that little bit that you put on the side every week or two adds up.
Yep. Your constant progression will always lead to a better result than large investments, whether that be your time, whether that be whatever. Your constant beat down the path. You're putting $50 into your savings account to save up for whatever your thing is going to be, whatever you constantly keep expanding your garden. You constantly keep working on your body and getting fit. You constantly keep doing something. It will have results. It will. Whatever that is. If you're going to the store and buying 1 pound of rice every week, you will have pounds and pounds of rice.
It's definitely a marathon and not a sprint.
Right.
If you sprint, you're going to burn out quick.
Yeah, and prepper burnout. We've talked about it. It happens to me, It happens to everybody else. And then I get like that sixth sense telling me you need to not stop. You need to get going. And that wakes me back up and I keep doing it, and I'm right there again. I'm feeling it. So if something's making you feel shaky and your sixth sense has helped you out in life, you should probably listen to it. Muffin Top quote 8, lawfully you should change your wife's name to the like button so you can smash that like button and tip a man down. Nice. That's funny. Lawfully was preoccupied this evening, from what I understand.
You said about having propane put back. I just found out I have free unlimited natural gas on my new place.
That is fantastic, and you should natural gas as many appliances as you can.
The only trouble is it's not like taken away and processed.
Mm-hmm.
They're calling it dirty gas, so that it could have moisture in it.
That's okay. You just put a drip leg on all your appliances. The local gas company will know how to install your natural gas powered refrigerator, your natural gas powered dryer, a lot of stuff.
And you run everything on full blast.
Yeah.
But they'll like here we put a 3-inch drip leg on everything because we have moisture in our gas, whether it's propane or natural gas. So if there is water, it drips down into the pipe and it won't ever go into your appliance. Only gas will. So whatever your state and local regulations are via that, the people that install that stuff know.
Yeah, I was thinking at the very least tankless water heater and probably a backup generator.
Yeah, but a fridge ain't bad. Twin Gen 22, what's up, brother? Twin Gen helped promote me to my 1,000 subscriber mark. I appreciate Twin Gen. Make sure you all go check him out as well. Twin Gen, now that you're here, this is a really tough topic. What is your line in the sand for you're bugging out and you're not going back to your residence? It's a super hard question and no one answer is correct. And if you would go back and listen to this, because this is a good talking point that I think a lot of channels that are prepping channels need to do, because not everything is going to be solved with 50 guns. It's just not, you know what I mean? There's a lot of other factors that go into one's survival. And quite frankly, it's food, water, medical before all that crap. I'm not gonna be out tactically pulling weeds with a plate carrier on. I'm not splitting wood with a plate carrier on. You got to have some people to rotate shifts for protection, security, and hard work that needs done. And if you're in a climate that gets mood swings like Nebraska, we got people that's going to need to shovel snow. We got people that are probably going to need to help dig some temporary moats, whatever, for flooding. We got stuff. I mean, we got people that are going to need to go out and plant. We got a ton of cornfields. Guess what? A cornfield is super fertile. So I'm planting probably all my seeds the first year after like a shit hits the fan scenario in a cornfield. And hopefully I have enough heirloom seeds put back to do it again the next year. So you have to be able to know how to save your seeds without electricity. So you're going to have to basically dehydrate them in like a car, or, kind of like what you would do if you would do like an old school dehydrator. I know you can make apple chips and stuff like that in a car when it's hot. I mean, it is a way to preserve stuff. Even better bonus points if it's like a black car, because they attract more sunlight.
Now I remember what I was going to say earlier, that Harvest Right, the small one, is on sale for like 40% off right now. If anybody wants to go make a bad financial decision.
That is a big one. Astatine, that's key. Heirloom, do not get hybrids, Monsanto monsters. I have been told by other people that the heirloom is actually a ploy. You should try going to the dollar store and getting some cheap seeds that aren't heirloom and see if you can save the seeds off of what you grow out of there. I'm very interested to see what can grow.
Hold on, I got some Dollar Trees ones right here, and I'm pretty sure they say heirloom on them.
Really? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I think
some
most
of them say heirloom, some of them
right.
don't. But
And I know some are GMO modified to produce once that year, and that's kind of
these all say non-GMO on
it's a way to get more money out of you. But try, but give it a shot. You know what I mean?
You never know.
I'm doing Seed Sunday actually. Yeah, I need to get my starts going too. There will be updates on that. Muffin Top's latest larger purchase for prepping is garden related, so it's going to produce a lot of food for my family for a long time. And when that gets here, you guys, that's probably going to be a members only video. I think I'm going to be able to get out tomorrow to finish filming what I need to film for the first members video, because I have had a problem keeping my mouth shut for this. I'm super excited about it. It's something that I've wanted to bring to the channel for a long time, and it's going to be lit. So keep your eye out for that.
And I think you told me what it is, but lucky for you, I have a bad memory. I already forgot.
You're old again. Thanks, Pat. Blissfully old.
So you don't have to worry about me ruining accidentally, because I already forgot.
Thank you, dementia.
Nice. Thank you, getting old.
Cool. So I wanted to do a quickie one tonight, guys. It's we've been doing it for about 40 minutes. Make sure you're sharing this out to people. Have this conversation with your MAG members, with your group, with the people that you will be circling your wagons with when a bad event like this were to pop off. Any of the events that we had discussed this evening. It's a hard topic, and it's going to take time. It's not going to be a 10, 15-minute conversation. It's not going to be a one weekend conversation. People are going to have to spend a couple weeks and come up with ideas and really get after it to come up with the solution for everything that you guys come up with. And it's from zombie apocalypse to weather related stuff to job loss to AI taking over everything in your universal basic income. If that happens, you need bugged out, because you're going to need all the money you can get. You need to be at a group sharing location. Everybody else sell their houses to try and exist as long as possible outside that system. It's a big one for me. You just sell all your shit if that happens and try and exist outside of it as long as possible. You know, Acetine says, I need MAG members. I had a bad experience with a worker recently, and believe me, people think they can help themselves if you're a widow / single. Yeah, it is tough. And I know you're in my neck of the woods. You're a couple hours away, and your location really makes it tough because it's population dense, you know. Maybe you find a sewing circle or a ladies training class for pew-pews, or a gardening / canning group. And that might be a way to find some friends, or like an outdoors, like hunting, fishing, hiking people, you know. Most of those people have one or multiple check boxes in the prepping sphere already checked, and you're more likely to find like-minded people that way.
I've recently discovered this little thing through another YouTuber that, you know, talking offline and stuff, and she suggested this thing called pay. It's basically like groups that are like pay for nothing, and if you can find them via, you know, your Book of Faces or whatever like that, a lot of them, guess what? They're pretty like-minded.
Yep. Church is a good one. You have a base community there.
Did you mean like the extreme coupon group or something like that?
No, it's just basically like say instead of me throwing out this air fryer, you know, it still works and it's clean, you know, like I just throw it up on there, and it's like, yeah, if you fucking want it, like meet me over at Walmart, I'll give it to you.
Oh, okay.
You know,
okay.
And it's so like basically a lot of people will be like, they'll raise their hand, and then you just look at it, you're like, oh well, like this freaking, you know, this mom probably needs it the most out of all the people that said, yeah, I'll take it, you know. And I've had some good conversations with some people that I've met through there.
Nice. Aston Teen just upgraded her laundry room / kitchenette, starting a canning food prep Content very soon.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, but not this channel. Hit me up, Acetine, and we'll promote you if you want. If not, then I will be your content. I'm always down to learn.
Yeah, almost everybody here will sub to that. It's awesome.
That's the ultimate form of FU. That's the ultimate way to escape the system, is provide food for yourself and your loved ones. Because at the end of the day, if we go Great Britain and you can't have pew-pews, the most rebel thing you can do is produce food for yourself to escape their rat race. When you have to go to somebody and take from their hand to your mouth, and that is your only source, they own you and yours. If you cannot produce any inputs for your family in your mouth, they own every bit of you, just like a slave owner did back in the day. Yes, boss, we'll work real hard in the cotton fields, boss. Thanks for the one shitty meal a day, boss.
What is the quote? You allow them to feed you.
You allow them to
starve you.
Yep. They have 100% control. If you cannot give yourself and your family a couple meals a week, and it doesn't take a lot, man. If you have 4, 5, 6 5-gallon buckets, Justin B has a great deal. He went to Dollar Tree and got those little herb towers. He's growing strawberries and all kinds of shit that you wouldn't think you can grow out of that. He's producing a ton of food out of probably what cost him what
nothing,
10, $15 to make the damn
20
thing?
I even got the dirt from Dollar Tree. Like, it was like $20 altogether, and I still had leftover stuff for the next season.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Yep, watch the Jones Plantation movie by Larkin Rose. I'll check that out. Or like a one that really got my adventure spirit up when I was younger. Grandma and Grandpa would have us watch Swiss Family Robinson. Is a Disney movie. It's about they wrecked a ship. A family of people got wrecked and shipwrecked on an island, and they took all the resources off the shipwreck and made kind of their own thing. Their kid was kind of like an engineer style kid. He was the older brother in Old Yeller. He was on there. Great movie. And then we watched Red Dawn when I was old enough. Between those two movies, those shaped my mental understanding for prepping.
What was the first one again?
Swift Family Robinsons. It's a Disney movie.
Oh, I was going to say
it's older. It's pretty good. They end up like, well, I don't want to ruin it, but they end up like fighting off pirates, and they have so much gunpowder and pew pew stuff, and it's old school like flintlock shit. So they make what they have around the island work. It's cool. That's taking something and turning it, taking nothing and turning it into something. It's pretty cool. You should check that stuff out. And there's tons of other ones on YouTube. There's a bunch of free ones. The Alex Jones movie, where they have the corrupt general helps people come in, take over the country, EMP style. There's a whole bunch of like good White Rambo. What's up, brother? There's tons of good movies out there prepping wise. Just type in like SHTF movies on YouTube. Watch all the free ones, man. There's good stuff. There's tons of good prepping movies out there that we've talked about time and time again. Just you can go as extreme as Mad Max, or you can go, Dawn of the Dead, whatever, all that stuff. It don't have to be crazy, but you can take away stuff and ideas that will improve you and yours from those types of movies. Different TV shows, whatever. If you guys see anything, like we have all those audiobooks that are free that are prepping related. And those audiobooks, guys, I've gotten tons of good ideas from. The William of Ravenshire book, the Christie whatever, the Visage is a Rizza. 1 second, yeah, 1 second after. I am so excited. That's becoming a movie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they're filming that. It's either coming out this year or next year. That is going to be
wake some people up.
The prepper movie of the fucking century.
That is going to wake some people up.
Yeah, I am excited for that.
Buy your gear now, because people are going to wake up.
Yeah, you want to talk about surplus gear going through the roof. Here's your chance to save some money, because anybody who is in the military, retro, past, they're gonna divert back to gear they have time under, and it's gonna be what they were wearing in service. If they're 40, 50, 60 years old now, they're gonna be picking up flicks like I'm modifying. They're gonna be picking up the ACU if they were, GWAT. They're gonna pick that stuff up, and they're gonna be that role of that person for them, the trainer for the gear, the armor, whatever for their group. You know what I mean?
You're going to revert back to the same thing as like when you train and everything. The reason why we train in medical and other things is because you're going to revert back to your lowest level of training. This has been psychologically proven. You're going to always, with whether it's putting on a tourniquet or whether it's putting some lead down range, you're always going to revert back to your lowest level of training.
Or whether it's putting some freaking seeds in the ground, or whether it's making a rain storage catchment system out of a trash can. You can do it, and it's cheap. There's a lot of cheap ways to be prepared. Or if you're storing rice in a 2-liter bottle of Coke after you washed it out, I take it. It's a food grade container, man. You put an oxygen absorber in there, get it filled almost all the way to the tippy top. Guess what? You're better off than the guy that doesn't have a 2-liter bottle full of rice and beans and etc. Right? That is food storage, and I will take it. I reuse juice bottles. Don't reuse milk jugs because you can't get them all the way clean. I use them in the garden and stuff like that. But juice, I have 20 freaking 1-gallon things of juice bottles that I've cleaned out, and that is my chicken water in the winter because I'm not running my hose in the winter and having a pipe break in my house. I take 5 gallons at a time, and I fill up their water every other day, and it works. It didn't cost me anything. I already paid for the juice for my kiddo. You know what I mean? They stack nice. The little rectangular, like the Welch's grape juice ones and the cranberry juice, I like that. The cran grape, I love that. Apple juice. All those stack in a fridge amazingly. You can get 3 or 4 stacked on a shelf per shelf, and you still got room for bottled water and eggs and whatever, because basically that's my egg and water fridge now, besides the freezer section in my garage. Guess what? I already paid for the juice. I got a free byproduct of a container that can hold things, this being water. Make your money work for you. You're throwing away assets. If you have metal cans, especially the number 10 cans, the big whatever cans of cream of mushroom.
I got 47 of them stacked up in the closet ever since you yelled at me for throwing them away.
Make some hobo stoves, or you can use them as planters for plants that you can take.
That's what I'm probably gonna screw them to the wall at the apartment and freaking put dirt on them, or and make a video out of it.
Heck yeah, you get a pallet and you screw 12, 20 of those to it, and you face it towards the sun. Guess what? When you bug out, you can take that pallet with food that's growing on it with you. Have I done water glassing eggs? No, I want to. And I also want to do the pickled bar eggs because I love spicy eggs. I need to do that. But I think you need either lye or lime.
Lye.
Haven't gotten around to that yet, but I haven't. I want to get half-gallon and gallon canning jars. And every time I think I'm going to go do it, you can never find them in stock when I want to go do it. And
Grace has a video on that too, by the way. The glassing eggs. I'm pretty sure she has a video on that.
Oh, I need to watch that. But yeah, every time I try to do it, I think about doing it. I go look for the 1 gallon. That's how I want to store it. I think is the 1 gallon mason jars, or like the half-gallon, because I also want to put up soup like that on my pantry. And every time I think about it, they're sold out.
Those are hard to come by.
They are so hard to come by.
Go get the big pickle jars.
Yeah. That's true, but I don't know if I like the pickle jar topper. I think I like the ball topper for the gallon and half.
I like the rings. I like the rings.
Right. But if I were to just put them in there and eat them, you know what I mean?
It doesn't have to be completely sealed up from air, because it's the water and is what's keeping the eggs from going bad.
Right.
Doesn't have to be sealed up. Perfectly.
That's true. I might give that a shot too. S-Teen says she got the 2 75-gallon food grade totes plus a couple barrels. Nice. I keep juice bottles for water. I use milk jugs to water the plants. Yep. Have I done? We talked about that. I got I'm going to do vids on that and fermenting. Well, I will hit me up. Send them in the Discord while we still have it if we get rid of it. Water glassing was one of your first preps. Nice. White Rambo makes his own beer and wine. Great trade barter item.
Right. I got that Beaver. I got the supplies from Beaver, but I've never ran it, which is stupid. I need to run it. It's not like I won't drink the booze.
Yeah, we know you.
But Beaver has a really inexpensive starter kit.
Nice. I like that. Well, ladies and gents, this was supposed to be a quickie chat, but here we are at about an hour. Let's call it here. Please reconvene with those that you think that you're going to circle your wagons with. Share this video out. Tell other content creators about this. Have them reach out to their group of people that they normalize and frequent their channel. I know we cross streams with some people on this one. Perfect. It's going to help you get out to other guys you like to watch and gals. Ask them to do a video about this. And if they want to know what you're talking about, reference this video, share it with them. I would love to go and collaborate with them on this because this is a super important topic. And I hear no prepping channels talking about it. This is probably the top 5 questions that you need answered with your group. Seriously. You need to know what your events are that's going to make you all say, we are exiting society. It is bug out location only living. What is it going to be for you and yours? You need to have these planned with a solid answer and say, write your SOPs up for your group. I don't care if you have a 3-ring binder with stuff that you print off and put it in paper, whatever, you laminate the sheets. If everybody has a copy of that book, the handbook of TMT's, wagon camp, we're circling the wagons. If this happens, flip to this page. Oh, freaky ass storm. Oh, the president's actually Emperor Palpatine. This is what we're doing now that we found out he's Emperor Palpatine. The second coming of Satan is upon us. Whatever. In Minecraft, aliens are probing people in their butt cheeks, and this is what we need to do when aliens are probing people in their butt cheeks. Plan it out. Get a solid plan together. Get everybody on board online. If this happens, if 10 people close to you are getting probed in their butt cheeks via alien invasions, we're going to bug out location 1 with chastity belts equipped. That's what you need to do. You know what I mean? I know, that's a fun one, but I don't want probed in my butt eat as much as the next guy. And that's a real conversation you need to have, especially with older people that don't understand Project Bluebeam, and that'll probably have to be a separate chat all in itself. You need to wake people up that are not privy to the technology of Project Bluebeam and show them the New Year's show that the Chinese did with drones, because I think that is the quickest way to get a large amount of people under a ruling thumb. The one religion, the one whatever, the universal basic income, everybody thinking the same way. There's people that you can think of right now that won't understand Project Bluebeam if they see it happen. If you know that there's going to be a big dude in the sky popping off and everybody's going to be able to hear it because they're going to use the 5G to basically go into your head through vibrations and frequencies, kind of like our energy weapons that we didn't totally use down in Venezuela to scoop a president out of a location. Project Bluebeam is probably, I'd say, 80% likely to pop off within the next 5 years. If they can't World War III, if they can't World War III, they're going to say aliens, Project Bluebeam. It's the easiest way to gain control of the masses. If you can't meat grinder them and make them suffer through resources, you Project Bluebeam it. 2030 is coming. We got 4 years. 4 years for one or the other to pop off, and if not both. What would happen if after after World War III popped off, they Project Bluebeam you, and then they have what's left that have no hope, no resources, everything's expensive, to go into a one world order, one currency, one religion, 100% control for the top of the people. We, the rest, are slaves. We're going to talk about that. That's going to be a members chat. and that'll be members first, and then then it'll be released. That's a deep one, man. You think this is a deep chat? That's a super deep one. But you need to have a plan for that too.
Well, thank God I live in Florida where they shoot at hurricanes. So I think if they try to Project Blue Beam in Florida, like there's gonna be a whole bunch of guys out there with rifles being like, "I think it's a drone." Pop, pop, pop. Like they shot at her. They had to go on the news and say, "Don't shoot at the hurricane." Like,
I've heard of Project Bluebeam, but don't know the details. Google it. There's plenty of stuff on it right now. Tons of AI videos, a lot of TikTok stuff about it. While that information is still available and not scrubbed, look into it. It's going to be a big thing, and you need to talk to people that could easily be fooled by it and are gullible, and people that don't understand things like that. Because if you plant that seed in them now, say, hey, when some world entity comes through and everybody can hear it and everybody's looking up in the sky and can see Jesus, Buddha, Allah, whatever is telling them, this is the religion and this is what we're going to do, blah, blah, blah. That's going to happen worldwide. It is. They already have the patents for it. They've already green-lighted it. They're already in testing. We already have the capabilities. Just saying.
that one's a scary rabbit hole.
Right, yeah. And if you're in Florida and you bust out your double barrel and your 6-pack of Coors and say, "Come on, Hurricane, let's do this thing," more power to you. But I'm over here in Nebraska, and we're just like, I'm just gonna chill with the corn and the cows. So
just disappear back into the cornfield.
Yep, y'all are having World War Trace popping off. I'll just be cutting up a cow, eating some steak, and grinding some hamburger on a hand crank fucking meat grinder. And be like, well, that sucks out in Florida. Good thing I'm over here shoving meat in my gullet.
Eating all the red meats.
Yeah, eating good while they're out there starving. Demo man Don.
They got plenty of gator.
There you go. You got plenty of illegals. Have you some long pig? Barbecue it up. It tastes the same.
Easy now.
All right, y'all stay nice.
Starting to go off the rails.
Yeah, see, this is why I can't be trusted with my own channel. See you, everybody. Take it easy.
Later.
Y'all be nice.
And he booted himself. And he's still alive. We'll wait for him to come back because he's still alive. Goofy ass.